Good day, everyone. My name is Michael Chad, and today I'll be going to tackle the discussion with you about the global food security regarding to the contemporary world subject. So let's start with the objective first. So explain the different aspect of food security. Second is to identify the food security issues faced by household, communities, and countries. Third is to describe the different social, political, economic, environmental aspects that affect food security. Lastly is to propose action for communities, civil society actors, and governments to achieve food security. So, global food security is a critical issue that affects millions of people worldwide. So, ensuring that all individuals have access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food is essential for maintaining health and well-being. Next, understanding food security. So, food security exists when all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. So, it is easily understood that food security only exists when we people have sufficient access to safe food, nutritious food, to meet our dietary needs to have a healthy life. So there are things that I didn't include, so I will tell on you. So there are measurements for food security and food insecurity. So this help us to understood the phenomenon of food security and food insecurity. So there are various measurements and indices that has been developed. So these measures have and indices become the basis for actions to eradicate food insecurity and demand accountability from governments. So first is we have the prevalence of undernourishment. We have the POU and the prevalence of the moderate and severe food insecurity in the population of Food and Agriculture Organization FAO. So the POU measures hunger on several levels in the regional and the global level. So by gathering data on food availability, consumptions, and energy requirements. So some factors being measured are the daily per capita food consumptions, human energy requirements, and the agricultural productions. So, on the other hand, we have the prevalence of moderate and severe food insecurity in the population that collects data through interviews regarding people's experience of difficulty in accessing food. So this data can reflect these individual household levels and can show what part of the population are most food insecure. And we also have the Global Hunger Index. So it is published by a concerned international and Wealth Hunger Life. So it looks on the indicators such as the share of the population related to undernourishment, referring to the insufficient caloric intake. Second is the child wasting, referring to the children with low weight in relation to their height. And next we have the child stunting, referring to children under age of 5 that have a low weight in relation to their age. And the child mortality or under 5 mortality rate. So these indicators are given in standardized score to come up with the Global Hunger Index or GHI score which a country. So the GHI can monitor the state of hunger in the national and global levels to inform policy and actions where they are needed. So also we have the Hunger Reduction Commitment Index or HRCI. This is initiated by the Institute of Development Studies that looks into the three themes that measures the government's political commitment in attaining food security, government's policies and programs. So there are some indicators being measured in the HRCI. So first we have the institutional coordination. So whether there are a coordinating body to address the hunger and malnutrition and the success of this coordinating body. Second is we have the government intention and action. So it is about the priority actions of the government on hunger and malnutrition. Third is we have the analytical rigor. It is about the generation of scientific evidence on hunger and malnutrition as the basis for public policy. And we have the learning and adaptations about the government's effort to innovate with policies, approaches to eradicate hunger and malnutrition. So next is we have the aspect affecting food security. So we have four. The first is the availability. Availability means that ensuring that sufficient quantities of foods are available on a consistent basis or in a daily life, as we know that we need food to live. So second is access. So means having adequate resources to obtain appropriate foods for a nutritious diet. So nutritious diet means that it is a nutritious food like vegetables and others. And third, we have utilizations, means proper biological use of food, requiring a diet providing a sufficient energy and essential nutrients, potable and adequate sanitation. Lastly is the stability. It's the ability to obtain food over time without the risk of losing access due to the economic, climatic, or political instability. So instability, I think only rich people can relate, because even though they have problems in the we have problems in the inflations, they are not affected by it because they are rich, unlike us poor people, because we react fast like in the inflation, because we have a low income that affects us, of course. And next is the food security issues faced by households, communities, and countries. So first is the household. So low income families often struggle with access to nutritious food due to financial constraint, leading to malnutrition or hunger. So low income really affects us because there is so many people has low income that they have problems with the food or surviving every day, because they have no access, or they don't have the right access to food because of the low income. They can't buy all the things they want or the food they want to eat, and so they struggle often because of it. That leads to the malnutrition or hunger. Next is where the communities. So rural communities may face challenges in food production due to limited agricultural resources, infrastructures, and market access. O it means that katong sa mga lagyo na sila mga or mag na sila mga challenges are in relation to the food productions, due to the market access or layo ang ilang palitanan, like ug sa bukid ka magto pa ka og sentro or sa city. And we have the infrastructures like kanang sa mga mall where we buy our foods, or like mga stall, bisa na restaurants that we can buy food there. And agricultural resources, as we know layo sila maglisod ang governments, but there are ways na the governments na to eradicate it, and we are going to discuss it later in the report. So next is where the factors that um I no the countries. So national food security can be affected by trade policies, conflicts, climate change, and economic instability. So national food security is also affected also by climate, as we know that the unknown changing patterns of the weather is a really has a really big impact to us, because like kanang sa mga bagyo maka-affect sa food production. And we have the economic instability like sa pag-high og mga bilihin or inflations that affect us people or kitang tanan, because we are not all of us are rich that can bisan even though na yung mga inflation maka okay ra sa tuwa. And also we have the complex or kanang mga gera, so maka-stop siya sa mga food productions or kanang mga trading sa pagkaon. So next is the factors affecting food security. So we have the social, political, economic, and environmental. So first is the social. So inequality. So like kanang dili na to kanang magka or dili ta magka parehas, or dahil ta ni dato na pobre. And we have the education levels. So dili sa tanan nato is na siya kanang access to education, like kanang sa mga pobrehay, so they can access to education that affects them. So wala sila trabaho for future because they don't have education, as we know that we need education for us to have a job. Next is the the marginalized group often have a less access to food resources like atong sa mga lagyo, like we discussed gina atong mga indigenous people maglisa sila kanang access because of their kanang ilang ilang mga kuan karon mga situation like kanang sa lagyo or sa mga bukid-bukid. So they have a less access to food resources, so they hunt or kanang tanom-tanom na lang, but it is really nice to have a access like kanang sa mga market para dali ra. So we have the politika, so like we have the kanang conflicts and wars, so that can disrupt food production and contribution. And also we have the government policies and international trade agreements. And next is the economic. So we have poverty or gatong like kanang wala tay access sa mga pagkaon or bisin wala to pud tay kwarta. So it is really big impact to us, especially those poor people, ang poverty. Also we have the unemployment, of course walay trabaho, so maglisod yun sila og access sa food because wala na gani trabaho, wala pa sila kwarta. And we also have the economic policies impact people's ability to purchase food, like economic downturns that can reduce the food availability and affordability. Labo na katong the main factors of that is the inflation that is really has a big impact to us people, labo na katong mga pobre like me. So we have the environmental, so we have climate change like what I said earlier, the unknown changing patterns of weather na dako kay siyang epekto labo na sa food production sa mga tanom nato, sa mga crops, labo na sa mga farmers. Like kanang natural disasters pod, mga bagyo, mga earthquake na maka-impact gapon sa maka-effect gapon sa anang food productions. We also have the environmental degradation that affect food production, and we have water scarcity, as we know that we need water to live because water is important for us. And the soil erosion and the biodiversity loss, are also a significant concerns in relation to the environment. So last is we have the actions to achieve food security. So to address food security, so there are various stakeholders that can take the following actions. So we have the communities. So communities implement community-based agricultural projects or like gardens. So some some like kanang some ubas na kanang sa mga like kanang sa barangay na sila yung mga gardens. So it is really it was really helpful because na sila access sa mga food na di na sila kailangan mag magpalit. And also we have to establish local food cooperatives and promote nutritional education programs. So like kaning ang promote nutritional education programs mako natin siya sa kanang like kanang mostly sa kindergarten, like kanang sa ilang mga feeding program. It is really important thing because it is really important to us to have a nutritious food to in everyday life, or we know to have we are educated about the nutritious food, that because we need food to live. And second is we have the civil society actors, so advocate for equitable food distribution, support sustainable farming practices, and raise awareness about food security issues. So it is really important to raise awareness about food security issues, as we know that food is a vital thing that we need to live. As I said earlier, without food we can't live. And next is the governments. So develop a comprehensive food security policies like atong mga mutabang sa mga food productions, invest in agricultural infrastructures labo na sa mga farmers, as they are they want to have they are one in they are important for the food productions. So and also they promote sustainable agriculture and ensure societal safety nets for vulnerable population. So that's all, ma'am. Thank you.